Oh my goodness, when I'm out there magic finding, I absolutely love to use this big dog right over here, the Item Find Barbarian. Now, my favorite variation of this is, of course, the Singer Barb, because I absolutely hate having to aim. If you want to see how to put one of these characters together for yourself, I'll put a link at the top of the description and a card right up over there so you can see exactly what type of gear I'm using and where to put your skill points. Before frequently asked questions, I'm down here running in the pits. I have roughly right around 560% magic find. Yeah, that's a lot. And I do this on just players 1 difficulty because I'm out there trying to complete a holy grail. And when you're hunting those uniques in these 85 areas, players 1 is all you need. Speaking of hunting materials, might right at the end of the video actually find, yeah, a unique sacred armor. I called it. Did I finally complete that holy grail? Stick around to the end and let's find out. And here we go, fellas. Now we're getting the drops kicked off here with those rare boots right there. And if I forgot to mention it, this is 13 to 15 hours of actual gameplay drops. So these are actually 3 different resistances, poison like produced, and a little bit of magic find, perhaps a decent option for those energy shield Nova sorceresses. And while we are usually hunting for uniques and stuff like that, here's actually a good base item. It's actually a spear worm hide, 11% enhanced defense, and 4 to the sockets. 522 with strength that low is pretty reasonable. Getting the actually crazy drops kicked off already. Oh my god, fellas. I've been finding these somehow all the time lately after the first one took me, well, what seems like literally forever, but here is a Griffin's Eye. Kane, my boy, help me out with this one. Give me a good roll, fellas. Come on, come on. Oh my goodness, that is bad. And look at my reaction, my god. But you know what? The lovely lady of Charcy, I think she would love to have it. Here you go, my lady. And we're still going with drops on the same day. Now this is a semi-rare one, kind of just used for a meme build, but I do love noting it. This Fury Visor is actually the Wolf Howl. So if you're ever thinking about throwing together a cheap character that's different, you can go ahead and do yourself a Werewolf Barbarian with this sucker right here. Now the item find skill paying off again. The initial kill, I get nothing, but you see me spinning up the mouse right there with that item find skill going bananas. Unique Colossus Blade. Now that is a rare one, fellas. Now Kane, my main man, help me out here. Identify this sucker. And of course, this is the Grandfather, an absolute Diablo 2 classic. Next up, actually another rare item. Shockingly enough, I don't show a lot of these in my videos because usually they always roll terrible. And this one might not be great for most people, but I did just do a literal Glacial Spike build recently. So this is actually a 5 to Glacial Spike Orb. Maybe that could boost the damage up on that character. Now we haven't had one of these quite yet, but you see the small charm sitting there? It actually rolls pretty good. Nothing really perfect, but hey, 3 max, 11 attack rating, 6 to magic find. So if you got an MF melee character, this one's ready to go for you. Haven't had any ethereal stuff yet. My last video actually had a bunch of random ethereal things, but the find item skill right here gets this unique Francisca or something. How do you pronounce that? I think that's close enough, but here, this is actually an ethereal scalper. You can actually upgrade this. Not a bad option for the throw barb. Now, if you need more maximum resistance, there are instances where this can definitely help you out. And this is kind of a go-to here. This Templar's coat is the Guardian Angel, pretty much only used for that 15 to each maximum resistance. Now, I do just love this item, so we're going to note it. We found another one here, fellas, number 2 of the runs. This is once again Wolf Howl for those Werewolf Barbarians. Popping another unique armor here, and this one you need to roll with a certain skill on it. Depending on what the skill is, it's going to be okay or it's going to be completely worthless. And that is, of course, this Ormus Robe. It actually kind of gets an interesting skill because the Charge Bolt Sorceress really is not that bad. Unfortunately, the Lightning Seal rolls with 12. It could be up to 14. Still kind of neat. Now this set belt, usually not the most interesting, but it is only a little interesting, which is why I noted in this video, it rolled with the perfect 15% magic find. Donovan coming in hot with a super chat just before a drop, so that means you make the video. This one is usually not the hardest to find unless you're in hell difficulty. These unique boots are actually Hotspurs, and yeah, look at these drop odds of actually dropping this from a champion in hell. 1 in 372,000 champion kills for you to find one of those. Didn't find too many runs in these sets, but you know what? This isn't exactly a rune hunter. You find some, but you know, it's kind of a plus on top of what you find. So we do note in these runs, a pull rune. Another pretty rare one, and yeah, 13-year-old Phil back in like 2002 or whatever would have lost his mind if one of these would have dropped this unique Balrog skin. Is Arcane's Valor. You need 2 skills or bust on this thing, or, you know, you pretty much just drop it on the ground right where it's at. Bang, baby, we did get the 2 to skills on it, so it's kind of the most important, I guess. Nowadays not used as much, but still super interesting because of, you know, its history. Another one that has a quite storied history in Diablo 2 here, but it is still used quite often here in Diablo 2 Resurrected, even in modern times. That's this unique mesh armor, and that is the Shaft Stop, and it rolls not too shabby with that 191 defense. Another interesting one to drop here, it is Two Throw, and yeah, by itself not that interesting, but it actually rolls Ethereal, so that's way more rare. You could go ahead and upgrade it too, and it'd have a crazy amount of defense. It already has 1200, and it's only a Shark Tooth armor. You could upgrade that to, yeah, Kraken Shell, I believe, and it would be out of this world amount of defense. Now, there was a Terror Zone in a weak area. Decided to go run it. Why not switch it up a little bit instead of just doing the pits the entire time? And we're lucky enough to get a unique Dimensional Shard. Yeah, this is Death's Fathom, one of the best options for any type of cold sorceress. We're noting another rune right here, and it's the same one we found before, fellas. It is one of the lower ones I will note in these videos, but hey, a mid rune that I'm always happy about finding, another pull rune. Bounce into another unique armor, an absolute classic for any caster in this game. It is a serpent skin armor. It is, of course, the Viper Magi. Another interesting wrinkle, I guess. An ethereal Viper Magi, all right. One of the best in slots for the Act 3 mercenary, I guess. Now, while not used very often, this is actually one I love finding. It is probably, I would give it top 5 best names in the entire game. It was kind of hidden in that pack after I item found everything. And this is actually Executioner's Justice. Man, I just absolutely love the name of this item. Apparently, this is the only rune the game's going to give me. We find another pull rune. And actually, while I was reading chat, I actually missed another pull rune in a pile of garbage on the floor. So the only rune we really got to note here, actually 4 pull runes in these sets of runs. And by that, I mean so far, because actually we get another rune to note here after using the item find skill, and that is an rune. So I guess we stepped the pull rune up a little bit, right? A little bit. Now, the name of this stream was something like 1000% chance to find Tyrell's Might, and oh my goodness, woo, let's go! The amount of excitement right now, my heart literally, not figuratively, literally stopped for a second. I could not believe that actually another Sacred Armor had dropped. I've found, I think at this point, 6 or 7 Templar's Mights, so I was hoping, this is gonna be the Tyrell's Might, fellas, right? This is gonna be the end of my holy grail. Can we get the drum roll, please?